There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonko table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonko table, the table that will make their dreams come true. Yo, everyone. That is the voice of your Yonko host, DrJaceAttorney. And we're back yet again with some louder and prouder greatness. We have our second V Card special for season 3 this year. And we're really excited because, as you know, with V Cards, we bring on very special guests from the industry to come on and speak their piece on what they have to say regarding whatever property we're here to talk about today. But with me, as always, is fellow Yonko Grandmaster. Grandmaster, are you excited about our V Card special today?
Of course I'm excited. We're talking about Proud Family again. Beloved Proud Family. And then, of course, not only is this a V Card special, but it's our first returning special guest. So the fact that, I don't know, I guess we did something right.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But yes, we're happy to welcome back co-executive producer and writer of Proud Family and Proud Family Louder and Prouder, Calvin Brown Jr. Calvin, good to see you again, man.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back. I really appreciate the love you guys have shown us this whole year and along with the new episodes. So anytime you call, I'm there.
So we did something right. Cool. I mean, I think y'all did something right because we're just enjoying what y'all been putting out for years. So we're just fans, man. We're big fans.
Well, we love it. I mean, it's so nice to have fans that were there with us in 2001 when we premiered, and now in 2023 we're still doing it. So we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're going anywhere. But again, thank you for being back. Since we last spoke, we brought you on. I think we brought you on in the middle of season 1. I know when we had talked, I think the Al Roker episode was the one to premiere. But can we just celebrate some of the success real quick of season 1? Y'all did it, a successful reboot. What's kind of the energy over there?
We really did, and I mean, it's like I told you guys the first time we met, when we came back in production in June 2019, when we started sowing the seeds of what you guys have seen the past 2 years. It's like the show had never ended. When we got to work, it was basically like, hey, we're just still doing the Proud Family. We had obviously had changes we made because it's been 20 years, so you can't do the show exactly the same, obviously.
Right.
And we've definitely been so proud of how we've been a lot more, accessible and inclusive than we were the first time around. And we were pretty much that way the first time around, but we know with times change and we have to go with it. And I think, we did a good job. And by some of the awards we've gotten recently, I can't complain. We won an Emmy Award for Best Casting, the animated series. Yeah, so that was our first Emmy.
Okay.
We won a Kids Screen Award for having the most inclusivity on an animated show on television. And that's not just in front of the camera, but behind the camera. I mean, we have always, made sure that we want people who look like us to be doing this, but we also have people of all races and they understand what we're trying to do. And, it's been great. And then just yesterday, we won the best animated series for the NAACP Image Awards, and Kyla Pratt won Best Outstanding Voice Talent for the Image Awards. So hey, we're doing pretty good. I can't complain.
That's great. I honestly did not know about all these awards the series was getting. I mean, clearly, we're loving the show and we're enjoying the episodes, but that's great to hear that it's getting this level of attention that encourages I would hope it would mean like a green light for more seasons and more production of more episodes. But that's great. Congratulations on all those awards.
That's what we're hoping. And this Saturday, at the Annie Awards, Karen Molina White is being nominated for best voiceover for Dejanay playing Dejanay Jones. So maybe the next time I talk to you guys, we'll have one more award this year.
Ooh, I like that it's getting all this recognition now, because I everything that you said, Proud Family is really making strides in the right direction. Voice acting, goodness, top notch. Since again, it's the returning cast is still killing it. The guest stars y'all bring on, killing it. And then you are being inclusive, y'all. We've talked about father figures, and we talked about Michael. Y'all are doing it right, and we applaud that as fans, and just as TV watchers. You don't see inclusivity across the board, so
we appreciate you noticing, because I tell you, it's like we are trying to do it right. I mean, when we did the show the first time, of course, Michael was played by the fabulous Phil Lamar, who we still use from time to time, and who's just great. But to be inclusive, we had to make sure that when Michael coming out as being openly gay, we had to get an openly gay actor to play him, and EJ has just been phenomenal. And and with Zachary Quinto and Billy Porter playing the dads of Maya and KG, it's been a great year. I mean, I tell you, it's like I love doing recording sessions. We have some of the best recording talent out there.
Oh no, I don't think
I
that's
believe it.
I believe it. I don't think that's up in the air at all. So you got all the success from season 1. We obviously want to talk to you about season 2. Before we move forward, do you got a favorite episode, favorite moment of season 1, or are you just proud of it all?
I'm proud of it all, as a guy who's worked on every season of the show since we began. The guy who's written more episodes of Proud Family than anybody on the face of the earth still.
Right.
So,
Right.
pat on the back. But I'm proud of it all. I was so proud of the Old Town Road 2-parter, because it shocked the world that we had like a 10-month.
Quite the gap.
It was a cliffhanger.
But people were happy. We had a 10-month cliffhanger, because in all reality, we did not know that until we were told that, well, you guys will be back next Black History Month. And we're like, oh shucks. People are gonna kill us. I mean, and believe me, like on social media and places I've been and stuff, that would be the first question they would ask is, when's the show coming back? What's gonna happen to Sugar Mama? What's going on with the family? I mean, and the fact that they stayed engaged for 10 months and loved what happened when we came back, and we just hit the ground running, and it really didn't even seem like that big of a gap, but that's a pretty long hiatus between a show and the show coming back for the cliffhanger. But we're proud of it, and all 10 of the new episodes are great. I see you guys have have backgrounds. I see you have the background with the Princess Party, and then you have the background with the Soul Vibrations.
Right.
It's another episode I wrote, and that was a lot of fun. First time I've written an episode, at least regular Proud Family. Wrote it with Ashley Soto, who's incredible. So we had a ball. I ain't gonna lie, we had a ball.
No, that's. I mean, we could tell, because if y'all are having a good time behind the scenes, just imagine everybody else. On the opposite end of the TV, we're having a great time. We're enjoying everything. Y'all doing it right. Y'all are opening up conversations, and at the same time, we're getting like a really good laugh out of it. So,
at the end of the day, we just want you guys, the audience, to know that they'll forget all their troubles for a half hour and laugh and just enjoy everything that's going on screen. And for most guys who things aren't going well, for at the time, at least by the end of the episode, they'll say, well, you know what? My life is way better than Oscar Proud's.
We love Oscar.
We do love Oscar. We with Oscar. We stand with him. Like, even when y'all put him in this jester outfit here, which we had a double take. We were like, wait a minute, isn't like I had to look it up. I was like, I think that's Sleeping Beauty that he's wearing right there.
I think that's what they based it off of. And of course, the twins back there are, as you know, the Lion King characters. So,
Simba and Nala,
right. So,
and, Bruce being such a big part of Disney, he's always on top of everything, and he makes sure that our art director Eastwood Wong, who's also incredible. I mean, he started out before we got him. He was on Carmen Sandiego, and his work is so beautiful. And I mean, the way he is, redesigned all these characters and these new characters. He's just been great, and they're both they love Disney. They're cartoon historians, so it's always nice to have guys that know what's out there and sometimes bring something back to someone or recognize, like you said, wait a minute, that's a Jester from Sleeping Beauty. So.
I mean, I definitely liked episodes like this because it just shows like the Disney pride being worn on its sleeve. I mean, you see like, Simba and Nala as BB and Cece, but in other instances you see, Tiana from Princess and the Frog, and it's just nice seeing the crew as like these different Disney female characters. I think what was Zoe? Zoe was
Zoe was Brave.
Yeah, she was what's the character?
Merida.
Yeah, she was Princess Merida from Brave.
That was so cool. I loved seeing that.
It was we loved it.
That was a Disney deep cut for sure. So okay, now last time we spoke, I feel you gave us some exclusive stuff that we didn't see happen in season 1, and we did see it happen in season 2. So I guess my question, was your production already did you already start on season 2 all the way back then before even getting the green lit, or were y'all just working on episodes and you just
we were actually working on some of the episodes that you guys are seeing now at the same time? In animation, from the time you come up with the idea, write it, record it, have it storyboarded, have the border mag, animatic, send it abroad to be animated, get it back, fix, what's wrong, get it ready to air, post and everything. It takes about a year. So we were still working on those 10 episodes you saw. And we did want to give you guys some idea, because one thing that everybody asks is like, are the Chang triplets coming back?
The
Omar coming back?
The Chang triplets,
yeah. So so far it's been so positive. People looking at their redesign, and again, I gotta give props to both Eastwood and Bruce for doing such a fabulous job of making them not the way they were the first time around, which to some people was kind of stereotypical and not politically correct. And I just think now they're 3 great individuals who we're still looking to do a lot of great stories with. And
yes.
Oh, good. I remember, in season 2, as we were watching it, we saw the characters, and on social media, people were really like praising the glow up that the Chang triplets got. Like they thought
glow up. That's a great way to describe it.
Like they looked,
the glow up.
They loved just the way they were designed and just everything about them. And I remember talking during our review for season 2 with Grandmaster Hoop. I was saying, I really want an episode with the Chang triplets. Like I want something focused on them so we could see how they change as characters, or just kind of like how their family is now. Because I just like their designs. I remember we did talk about it in season 1, the Chang triplets. And it's funny because when we talked about it, it was almost as if they would appear in season 1. So I remember watching Old Town Road Part 1, and I was like, are the Chang triplets just gonna drop in like just randomly? Like what's going on here? So then when that didn't happen, we were like, oh, maybe it's for like a potential season 2, or maybe they designed them already, but they haven't implemented them into anything yet. So
well, we've been ecstatic from by the feedback from the fans who loved the show when we first came out and love it now, and we've gotten so much love for the redesign of the Chang triplets, and we're also proud of them. And this time around they have separate actors doing the voices. We did the first time around was Lydia Look. She did all three of them. Now they have three completely distinct actors playing them. Lydia Look,
Right.
and we have
Right.
two new actors. So it's been great.
No, I feel because it was which episode was it? It was Curved. It was like a blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Because they
when
don't even call them the Chang triplets.
They didn't
in the
even call them the
episode.
Chang triplets, right?
You just have to know, like, oh yeah, that's them. Like it has to be.
Oh, that's Billy. Oh, that's Debbie. That's Julie. Oh, that's the Chang triplets. There, it was like so subtle, and it was so good too. And all I've seen is positive feedback from that, and I think that was one thing a lot of people were looking forward to, and y'all did it very nicely, very nicely.
We appreciate it because the thing is, we didn't want to make a big Chang triplets moment.
Right.
We just wanted them to be a part of the cast, and there's so many other people that have yet to come back. I mean, we're getting people wanting Quack back, wanting Duke back. There's so many guys that we probably will bring back. Sister Spice. I mean, we get many people on. So trust me, we're getting there.
We talked about that last time because I was like, Old Town Road kind of changes up the the backstory and everything as far as Sister Spice goes. So I'm like, I wonder how this fits. And I know we briefly talked about it. So if this is you confirming,
hey, we're hoping that when it's time that we get the pickup, and those are some of the people that we definitely want to service because they're part of our family.
And to bring back Jasmine, I imagine that would be a fun thing to do too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to Old Town Road real quick because y'all did another. Old Town Road was a great. We did have to wait, but I think the ending was very satisfying. Sugar Mama, stood up to Pa, and Pa realizing the error of his ways as far as sexism and everything. But y'all did something interesting here too, because not only did part one leave us on a cliffhanger, y'all pulled a Marvel, and y'all did the post-credit bit. And
that was the very first time we've ever done that.
Right. Can you talk about that? Like what prompted that? That was very interesting. One, because it's the post-credit scene, but two, the kind of the implications behind it.
It was length. I mean, there was a lot of stuff in that script, the two scripts that ultimately became the part one and part two that we couldn't do, but we got such great feedback from the female members of our cast who were just in love with Tae, and they're also in love with Kareem. And it seems like since day one, La Cienega has always been pushing up on Kareem. So
yes.
As opposed to just being a one-way street, we just wanted to let people know that, hey, Penny's got game too, and he's wearing a hat and everything. So it was fun. It was a great way to end that episode, and it was such a surprise. It was such a surprise that I even put on one of my Twitter posts that please wait until the very end. It's a very special surprise.
I saw that.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't know that because we never done that before.
Right. It was definitely something that caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting that with the Proud family. But it was nice because now it kept me engaged with all the other episodes because I'm like, oh, they might have something at the end of this one. You never know.
So far, that's been the only one, but I would not be shocked if it doesn't happen. When and if we come back, which I'm hoping, keep my fingers crossed, it's going to happen. But it was fun. I mean, that's the one thing about the show. We've always had fun with it, and we had so much story that was left out. I mean, I had the honor of writing both part one and part two of Old Town Road, and it was also something that was kind of close to my heart. It was kind of like my ode to Bonanza, except you had the three brothers and Pa, and then you bring Sugar Mama in the mix, and kind of like, I guess, kind of Bonanza, maybe Big Valley, if you throw that in, where they had like women leads. But it was fun to do something. My dad, I used to watch stuff like that with my dad, and it was just something I always liked growing up as a kid. So to do a Western was just so much fun. And I'm really happy with the results, and oh my God, the talent we had on that show. I mean,
Yeah, y'all had
There were big
Wes Studi on
names.
there.
we had
Yeah.
Wes Studi playing Quana. You know, we had Debbie Allen playing Myrtle. We had Glenn Turman playing Pop. I mean, we
Glenn,
had
yes.
That
we
must have been
had
exciting.
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs and Art Evans and James from. It just popped out of my head his last name.
Oh,
He plays
James
the
Pickett, right?
yeah, James Pickett, the chief
From
from
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. I mean,
Oh,
there was
okay.
so much star power in that episode, and it was just great. And when those guys came to the premiere party and everything, you know, they were just blown away. So it was really, really nice. Yeah, James
Yeah,
Pickett
no,
was just great. I mean, they all were incredible. So yeah, please, anytime I blank out on a name, please, if you know it, tell me because there's so many great actors out
That's
there.
this guy's job. He's the one with the names.
oh, I mean, I'll try my
He
best. I
got
knew
all
where
of
you
them.
were going. I was like, yeah, the chief is definitely he was on that episode
Oh
because
yeah, nah.
from
Yeah, he was like the older brother. He was Adam. Uh, Art Evans was Hoss, and Lawrence Hilton Jacobs was Little Joe. You know, so
oh,
and
and
of
then of
course
course you
Glenn
had
was Pop.
Little Nas X on there too.
Yeah, Lil Nas X
That's
played
right.
one of the sons, and he was great. It was just so. It was just so much fun. I tell you, that one episode just it just makes me so warm because to get to write a western on the Proud Family, which is something in my wildest dreams I would never thought would happen, you know. And
Right.
Right.
the response has been great, and I can't wait to either we go back to Oklahoma one day or they come to Emilyville, you know.
Oh,
So
I mean, goodness, let me not pitch you an idea, but like a behind family lines part two, the Prouds versus the Towns. I don't know.
hey, that's definitely a possibility. And hey, we got Ray Ray back, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
Very
You're right.
true.
We got Ray Ray. Yes. Soul Vibrations, another really fun episode.
I really love that one. That's one that Ashley and I wrote, and it was just so much fun to you know, do another episode that's not like something we've done before. We've done flashbacks, but not the whole episode pretty much being a flashback. And I mean, Normani, she was great. I mean,
Mm.
it was so nice to work with her, and you know, just to give our guys some shine too, where you know, Bobby and Ray Ray and Oscar, you know, they were boys to men or you know,
Oh
Belle Biv
my.
DeVoe back in the day, if you looked at it, you know, and everything. So it was a lot of fun.
No, I know Dr. Jace loves Normani's song. Dr. Jace, you want to sing?
Oh, you're
Oh
lucky.
God.
I'm putting you on
I
the
let you love
spot.
me. And it's so funny. Like
It
in
was-
that scene, we had to come up with a song title. And since Oscar was going to be the main one, you know, talking about during his flashback how he was the guy, I just thought it would be funny that Oscar would write a song that's a duet with a woman, but call it "You're Lucky I Let You Love Me." But of course, during the show, Oscar said, "Well, he wrote as a duet, but he planned to sing both parts." You know, but it was a
and
lot
it
of
sounds
fun.
like Oscar would do that.
It was a lot of fun, and we had oh my God, Courtney B. Vance playing Wizard Kelly's dad, Merlin
Oh,
Kelly,
Merlin.
Wow.
Wizard and
That
Merlin. So
that was some funny stuff. And y'all were throwing some shade too at H Town and
oh
tag team. Uh
yeah, we were having fun with it, and you know, and it's funny because you know, our producer, executive producer Ralph Farquhar, our showrunner, he wrote the movie Crush Groove, so you know, we just kind of had fun with groups from that era, you know, and yeah, what was a group that sang Tender Love, Force MDs, you know, they were in Crush Groove, and we got tag team because all of a sudden when we were doing that was when they brought back those guys in an insurance commercial or
yeah,
something
I
that
think it
was
was a
running the time.
Geico commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we were just kind of giving love to people back in the day, you know, H Town and everybody. So it was a lot of fun.
I guess we gotta ask, why Muskrat Love? We were
This guy would not stop singing that damn song
I had to
for
sing-
weeks.
I was singing the Oscar version because I think that's the superior version of their
Yeah.
Muskrat
Well, the
Love.
Oscar version was the Boys to Men version. The Bobby version was like the BBD version, and the version that ultimately was done by Normani's character. You know, it started for Barbershop Band, but then it became kind of like she was Lauryn Hill. So we just kind
Right.
of have fun with the groups that would have been in those eras when we're playing the Oscar and Bobby and Ray being younger and everything. So we had a really good time with that episode. It was a lot of fun, and it's so funny. One of our writers, Leo Lawrence, just threw out Muskrat Love. We were just thinking of songs that might be funny, and of all the songs, that would have been the last one we think we would have gone with. But oh my God, Kirk Farquhar, our musical director, I mean, to do actually four distinct versions of Muskrat Love, counting the barbershop version, it's just like we brought that song back to life, man. Because a lot of people don't even realize that was a real song. Some of the people thought that was a brand new song, but that was done by,
I thought it was.
it was done by the Captain and Tennille in the 70s, mid to late 70s. So it was just a crazy song to see on a African American show of all shows, but they did a great job with it.
No, yeah, y'all are clearly y'all are having fun because we were having fun. Y'all really took it there season 2 when it comes to some of these like just, well, I guess I like to call it very proud family moments. Puff Daddy was a really fun episode. We did not see that coming. First, you got like the courtroom procedures with Judge Bird and all
and
them.
The singing judge.
The singing judge.
That was Leanna. God, what is Leanna's last name? Leanna Mendoza, who's a really incredible actress, and she, can sing. So she did her part. She sang. She did her lines, and and then we actually had, like I say, Judge. We turned the bailiff Petrie Bird into his own judge show. He was the bailiff on Judge Judy all those years, and then when we said, you know what, this show would be on Maury, and the fact that we, actually was able to get Maury, and now in Maury history, who's the last person that Maury said you are not the father to? It was Puff.
So, let me tell you, that episode, I remember losing it when I think it was Poppy's dog when it ran backstage and the camera followed it.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
I
Lupe and Felix
it.
ran back there, and the cameraman. I mean, it was true. It was true to what you.
Very
true to Maury.
I think that's why I liked it so much, because like it was very self-aware. Like, this is how a Maury episode typically is, and it was just funny to see that through the lens of like, you're trying to figure out who the actual dad is to like a litter of puppies. And it's just like Grandmaster was saying, it's just a proud family moment. It's like, it's so out there.
It definitely is one of them for sure. I mean, it's gone down in proud family history.
No, yeah, for sure. That one is definitely not leaving anybody's brain anytime soon. Y'all brought back La Cienaga's feet.
Right back to feet.
A big one.
Goodness. What can her feet not do?
I think we'll see the feet again. I really do. I mean, the thing that was so cool about it was that we were able to get Laurie Hernandez, who was great.
Right.
She had ever done before, and she was incredible. And to also bring Gabby and Dominique Dawes on, to be, commentators and everything. So again, that was another episode we had a lot of fun with. We had a ball with.
and let me ask you about that episode, because
Dr. Jace, don't do it.
I have a question, because I saw it. I remember Grandmaster Hoop was sitting next to me. I'm like, I think this is in reference to something. There's a brief scene with La Cienega where she's about to show, I think it's Barry, like, her skills as a gymnast. She's about to like do her jump on the, I don't know what it's called. The
is she and Randall? Yeah, Randall was the coach.
Right, with Randall. I'm sorry, not Barry. Yeah. Randall. So she's about to run, and she starts running, and the camera angle is like directly in front of her, and there's like a very awkward run that she does. I remember seeing that with Grandmaster. I'm like, is that the run that Oscar did in the Proud Family movie, where he's like running like the $1 Million Man? Was that a reference to that?
You know what? I cannot tell you if it really was or not, because that's something that the animators did. But we've gotten so many, you know, people writing that, talking about it and sending tweets and, saying that, oh my God, that's the scene. And they would like show La Cienega, and then in the lower level, they would show Oscar. So it's definitely very similar. But that's
I
one thing
know
about the show. We'll pull from ourselves,
It's not
I
a no, so I'll take it.
yeah,
take
we
it.
made a whole bit on TikTok, and it was getting a lot of traction. A lot of people agree with Dr. Jace. But some people are like, maybe y'all stretching. But there is
And
an
I showed
uncanny
it side by side. I'm
similarity.
like, look at how they're running. They're running exactly the same.
Trust
But
me,
I
that's
remember loving that episode.
yeah. A lot of people had the same thought and theory about Oscar running with the chef's hat on versus La Cienega running the vault.
And speaking of taken from the Proud Family movie, because I think we briefly talked about it last time, but y'all did something really crazy this time around. And again, y'all do these things really like blink and you miss it, but like Us Again, the episode Us Again.
That was one of the we did talk. I said we do have something that will explain, because you guys were asking, well, in the movie they were 16 and now they're 14. How did that work? And I said, you guys wait and you'll find out. And,
You weren't wrong.
Y'all made good on it, yeah.
because it's like, it's a dream. I mean, I know a lot of people are mad about it, but the movie was a dream because we came back and we couldn't have Penny 16 driving a car when she's still at, Willie T. Reeves Middle School. So that's how we solved that problem.
And
I think it was perfect. It was touched on. I prefer that it was touched on rather than just ignored outright. And even though it's a dream sequence, I'm like, wow, that's actually kind of funny.
I think you pleased a lot of fans too, just for the fact that you brought back the Peanuts, the clone aspect. Say what you will about the Proud Family movie. Is it like everybody's favorite moment of the Proud Family universe? Probably not, but like it's got a special place in a lot of people's hearts.
Oh yeah.
So like we appreciated it. And then again, it's like a blink and you miss it. You wouldn't even know if it was a dream if you turned away from the screen for that brief second where Penny explained it. But we like that. We like attention to detail. We appreciate that.
Well, like I say, we steal from ourselves all the time because we have such a rich history to draw from. We did 52 shows the first time around, plus the movie, and now we got 20 new shows of Louder and Prouder, and hopefully more to come.
No. We're gonna speak it into existence. They're coming. They're definitely coming.
Right.
And I think when you got we're having a lot of fun, but y'all do what is the Proud Family thing. There are some episodes that really try to either highlight other aspects of society and whatnot, and y'all do it with grace and y'all do it with fidelity, and it's heartwarming. The BB episode that got a lot of positive feedback as well. But that's kind of a big thing, is that you took an established character such as BB and you diagnose them with autism, and here's your chance to shed some light on autism. Can you speak on that?
Well, when we did that episode, we talked about trying to have one of the characters have autism, because again, we're trying to be inclusive, and there are fans out there with Down syndrome, with autism, with all kind of different things going on. They call it, at least in North Carolina, where I'm from, it's called exceptional children as opposed to special ed, like it is in a lot of places. And my wife has a master's in that. And when we first started talking about it, she spoke to the writing staff when we answered our questions, because we wanted to make sure that we did it. If we did it, we're going to do it right. So my wife, her name's Deion Brown. I'll give her props.
Of course.
She definitely helped get us on the right path. And then when we cast Dr. Lord, we got, Holly Robinson Pete, whose son, RJ, Rodney Jr., he is autistic. So we were also able to talk to her and make sure that we, did it right. And, to talk to two Black women, one who, my wife having a master's in that, and then, Holly, a woman who raised a child with autism, it really helped make sure that, we did an episode where we didn't, try to do something that, you know, was like big, like a very special episode. I mean, we just wanted to do something that was an episode of the Proud Family, but we wanted to do it, with sensitivity and dignity and respect. And I think we did a great job of that. I mean, we've been getting nothing but pats on the back on that episode from
Yeah,
people who
no,
have kids with autism, from
Right.
different organizations. So we are really, really proud of that episode.
yeah, no, I found it very informative. Like, I was learning just as much as Oscar was in that episode. And I think, you know, part of, like you said, you wanted to, approach it with sensitivity is that, there are people like y'all portray, what it is kind of like to hear, that your child is, showing early signs of autism and kind of that reaction piece. I think that was really well done. And then even we did a TikTok on this too. We talked about, Penny's conversation with Dr. Lord in that episode, how she was, already feeling like a third parent and whatnot, and how she was gonna have to, take on the responsibilities if Oscar wasn't going to. And I think that's real. And I think the Proud Family has always been about these kind of real conversations that some people don't realize are being had. Those conversations are being had in other households. It may not always be yours, but here's a look at the other side and how they're dealing with things and whatnot. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I
Oscar's
think
reaction, we've gotten so much great, response from, because, yeah, initially you're gonna react and like, no, this isn't my kid. My kid doesn't have this.
Hmm.
You're not gonna put my kid in a box or put my kid on Ritalin, or I mean, and these are real situations, and we wanted at least to make it as realistic as possible without, trying to make it a bad thing, because kids have autism. They have different kind of situations where, there are special needs that they have to go through. It doesn't make them less of a person. So we're just trying to make sure
Right.
that people who had kids like that knew that, look, we're in your corner. We're going to make sure we're going to do this right. And once again, I think we did a great job. I really do.
no, I would agree wholeheartedly. That was my tearjerker of the season. Like Oscar looking at BB and hugging him. Dr. Jace, I think you shedded a tear too.
I remember I really liked Oscar's moment with BB in that episode. Like Oscar really like whenever it's like the emotional moments, like how it was with father figures in season 1, Oscar really sells it to me because he's starting to come around. And that does get me emotional, because that is like a real life conversation, a real life situation that people have. And it's nice to see someone like Oscar, who originally wasn't on the same side as everyone else, that were open to the idea, is now starting to learn, and he's able to open up more about it.
Well, our writing intern on the staff at the time, Travis Andres, wrote that episode, and he did a tremendous job. And he researched, made sure that what he put on paper was true. And again, we are just so proud of that episode. I mean, we try not to do a very special episode of Proud Family type shows or
Mhm.
after school special type shows, but
Right.
that one, it was a Proud Family. And the fun thing is, we kind of had to take off on the Marvel characters and stuff. So it came from, just the episode. It came out organic as opposed to something that we planned from the, teaser all the way to the end of the show. So I'm really, really pleased with that episode.
Yeah, no, I think I mean, all the fandom is for sure, no doubt. Um, Now, season 2 has some interesting episodes that are starting a lot of conversations. And again, I think it's good to have these conversations.
Mhm.
I think so with End of Innocence, I think Penny and her friends, La Cienega, Dejanay, Michael, they are now all coming under fire for kind of how that episode went down. I feel it's very there's a line drawn with that episode. Some people are, with how that episode played all the way through, and then some people wish there was a difference. I know in our part, Dr. Jason and I, when we watched it, because we watched it, I had watched it first, and I was like, I think I know what they were trying to do. But I was like, I'm gonna let you watch it and see if we come up on the same page. And I think we were even going back and forth a little bit, or just trying to figure out, right?
Yeah, I think we got the idea of like what the episode was trying to say. I think we were on different pages on if it was I guess the best way to go about it. But the episode itself was still enjoyable. Like again, the whole princess bit, I love that bit. I just really love seeing the characters just, be proud of like the Disney inspiration that they have, seeing them all as like Cinderella. I think the one that threw me through a loop was Michael as Pocahontas. I think I was Oscar. I was like, who is that?
Oscar reacted because it's a star basketball player is now Pocahontas, but that's Michael's character.
That's Michael, right?
That was great. The thing about that episode, it was very close to home to a lot of the female writers on the show because and this is just, it happens when you get to a certain point in life, mostly when you're like in college or older. When, say, a guy becomes an actor or an athlete or all of a sudden making all this kind of money and stuff, and then you don't see them necessarily have the black girlfriend or the black wife like they used to.
Right.
And it's always, and it's a stereotype, but I think it's one that there's some truth in. A lot of times when a black guy really makes it, I guess part of that making it is like all of a sudden you're with the white girl. And that's where, at least in conversations with the writing staff, we came up with the episode. It came from that discussion because it's very seldom, the other way around. The guy has a white girlfriend and he hits it big. Next thing you know, he has a black girlfriend. You very seldom see that. The only person that's ever done has been Russell Wilson. He started out with the white wife. He wins the Super Bowl, and now he's with Sierra, the black wife. And you don't see that very often, but that's,
right.
I think he's the only guy that's pulled it off. Normally it's the other way around. But that's always been a real discussion, especially for black females. Is like, why do brothers, when they make it, kick them to the curb for the white girl?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the genesis of that episode came from. And we were really doing it from the black woman's POV, if you think about it. I mean, all of the women were, either black or, like La Cienega, women of color. And it's the same thing with, one of our Latino writers, Ashley Soto, I spoke about earlier. Same thing. It's like a lot of times when the guy makes it, all of a sudden he has the white girlfriend, So that came from a real place, talking with the girls on the writing staff, and we decided to do something, at least let them know that it happens, it's real. And I think once again, Kylie Evans wrote an episode. It was a really, really good episode, and it definitely is considered controversial. We got a few. I'm sure there's more questions coming up. We got a few that are considered controversial, and that's one of them. But you know what? Nobody else would do an episode like that except the Proud Family.
Right.
No, absolutely.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. We've always shown our truth since the show started to now, and a lot of episodes like that you don't see anywhere else. It's either on the Proud Family or it's never seen. It will be talked about, and it definitely was talked about when it came out. But I've heard these conversations for years about when, a guy makes it, a black guy makes it, and boom, he has a white woman. Mm-hmm. And that's something that, whether it's completely, true or not, you see it so much, it makes you feel, that it's like that.
Yeah, no, I feel even for those, who come out watching that episode and may not think y'all did it, excellently to a T, it opens the conversation. And because like we talked about it, and
Right.
and I think that was probably good that we were talking about it, like giving our perspectives on what y'all were trying to accomplish, what y'all could have done better. But it was like we're having a conversation about it, and if people aren't having a conversation, then they might have missed the point of some of these episodes, because that was definitely more of one of the kind of serious episodes where y'all are bringing up an actual issue in our world, and in the Black community. So it needs to be talked about. So whether or not y'all did it perfectly, it opens up that conversation.
Well, and that's what we do anyway. All of our episodes, we always want people to talk about them, whether you agree or disagree. At least we weren't afraid to do it.
Right. Oh,
Right.
I mean, I doubt y'all are afraid much more. I feel y'all are bold when y'all need to be bold, and it shows. Speaking of bold, so episode 3, Curve. Definitely okay. One, I gotta shout y'all out for the Moesha intro, where Penny's writing to the diary, and they had the Moesha soundtrack playing.
Well,
in
Ralph
the
and I both worked on Moesha, so that was something. We talked
Right.
about it. That would be a fun way to do this episode because it was about friendship, and it was like if it was Moesha, Penny was Moesha, and DjJace was Kim, and
Right.
it was
Mhm.
basically that type of vibe, and that's why we opened and closed with the Moesha Diary music and everything.
I had to do like a double take, and I was like, wait a minute, why does this look so familiar right now? And then it was the spinning of the camera
Yep.
with the music. I was like, that's a Moesha reference. And
Definitely
then
a Moesha reference.
y'all brought Chance the Rapper on this episode.
Yeah. Who became a regular.
Right.
DjJace has a
Yep.
boyfriend, so it's like, she's not chasing like she did all the years with Sticky, and at least
Sticky.
initially when she met KG, and she has a guy, and Chance is a part of the show. So it really ended up being something special. And Chance is a guy who was a fan of the show. If you listen to his music, he dropped Proud Family verses in a lot of his songs, and he actually came and reached out to us how much he loved the show and would love to be a part of it. So that's something special. We got a great new character out of that episode.
And also, you got some Haitian representation.
Oh man, yeah, we got so much love on that.
Mhm.
People, and once again, we're trying to be inclusive. So many people from Haiti and who have Haiti backgrounds or lineage, they were just blown away. And the fact that they spoke in Creole, that was just something that it was once again a great feeling. It's something that the Proud Family will do that other shows won't even try. So
right. And I when they said the Haitian sensation, I was like, okay, I like that.
That was a lot of fun. And then of course
It was.
Myron, he's the most interesting teenager in the world. So we had a lot of fun with that. The whole beer commercial reference back in the day. The most interesting man in the world, the most interesting 14-year-old in the world. That was a lot of fun. So
Right. Oh wait, and I think we also are introduced to Brother Kwame. No, I think we were introduced the episode.
Brother
before.
Kwame, it might have been it may have been the third episode. No, it was the second episode. We introduced Brother Kwame in Grandma's Hands.
Yeah, and y'all got Leslie Odom Jr. too.
Leslie Odom Jr. Can you believe it? I mean, we've gotten such the talent that we've been able to get on the show is just mind blowing. I mean, dude got an Oscar nomination last year. He's won a Tony.
It's a big name.
He's been nominated for Grammys. I mean, I think he's got an Emmy nomination. So we got a lot of talent that we've been lucky enough that they come to us a lot of times now. So that was a major get.
Yeah, no, I was sitting there. I was like, Dr. Jace, do you recognize Brother Kwame?
He sounded familiar, and I'm like, come on, man, you gotta help me with the name.
I was like, yo, that's Aaron Burr, man.
Yep, that's Aaron Burr.
It is.
But the end of the episode, I think, is kind of what threw a lot of people for a loop. I know. I'm funny enough. I think because I had tweeted, I was like, I need people to slow down. I'm not like on episode 3 yet, and people were already tweeting about,
Yeah, day one.
Yeah,
and that was a big difference this season versus last season. Last season we came out weekly.
Right.
You'd have a whole week to digest and talk about an episode. When they dropped all 10 at once, oh my God, people lost their minds because, they started binging, and then they'd have to go back, and then they'd see something or hear something or read something. And next thing you know, they go back and watch it again because, it wasn't like it was the first time around. We came out weekly. So the response has been a lot different and probably a lot more controversial because of that than it was in season 1, because at least you could digest it for a week and talk about it and everything.
Right.
And then the next week you have a new episode. But when you had 10 and people watching them, and unfortunately, we've as again, you'll be talking about it, I'm sure, but we definitely got some unexpected responses. And I think a lot of that.
Well, we here at the Yonko table definitely watched that, and we were like, this is good. One, I was just like, so speaking like at the end of the episode at the final debate, I don't even know what to call this. Just spoken word. It felt like spoken word.
Well, it's something that we got. They call it performance debate.
Okay.
And a lot of the HBCUs, that's what they do. And they actually ended up going into the same debates with people from Harvard and Yale and, the white schools. And they performed their debates, and they were winning debates left and right. These HBCUs have come out of nowhere, and they started winning these debates. And it's called performance debating. And that's what we did. Unfortunately, when the clips came out and people were angry and mad, it was coming out of, they see a clip, but they had no context of the episode.
Right.
And most people didn't even realize it was a debate. I've heard it was a school talent show. I've heard it was,
I've heard so many. It's funny because like the entire like what you were saying, the whole season dropped. So I had to like kind of mute certain words on social media because I was only like one episode in on like the 3rd or 4th day, and people were saying, oh, this episode talks about, slavery and this and that. I'm like, wait, hold up. Wait, just don't tell me anything yet. I want to see like what builds up to that. Like why was that talked about? What was the context surrounding it?
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like the thing that kind of gets swept under the rug or forgotten was that Darius's group, they were anti-reparations. And he said, in the words of the great wizard Kelly, that was his conclusion. They clapped, everything looked great. So then our kids came back with their response to why there should be reparations. And, slaves built this country. And oh my God, after that, people started rating bombing IMDb and rating bombing Rotten Tomatoes, saying that we are anti-white, we hate people, and we were like, like from that. But you know what? That's the power of television. And if people, and I'm sure most of the people who are angry about the episode and angry still, they have never ever seen the episode of Proud Family in the first place. Most of them didn't even know we've been around since 2001. But all they did was look at that clip, and they decided this is what this show was, that we are this anti-white, hatred show. We hit Fox News on 3 occasions, and it's just like,
I
saw that. So, I guess if the right, the far right is mad at us, then maybe what we're doing is right,
I think so. Again, like nothing that was brought up in that performance was like inaccurate. And again, that piece does not, reflect the entirety of the show, but it definitely reflects, just kind of the themes that y'all are willing to tackle and talk about, because there aren't
Absolutely.
any other shows doing that. And
it's not anything new. It's been done since the original. And I think a lot of these people taking clips like this out of context, saying like, oh, it's this new show that, you know, Disney's trying to push out. And it's like, no, it's not. When you think about it, like,
it's the same show we've always done.
It's been the same show as always.
I mean, there were comedic elements in there too, like when Myron was trying to say something about the Illuminati.
Oh, the New World Order. Oh, yeah. I love that. That was funny.
Oh my God. But it was crazy. But once again, you can't look at a 2-minute clip of a show as opposed to watching the whole, 27-minute episode and just, determine that we are, what they were calling us. Again, we made Fox News 3 times that week. And we're like,
that's crazy.
In my wildest dreams. And of course, it also coincided with DeSantis, banning that book on AP, African American history. I mean, timing was just crazy. It's like everything just.
Hey, what are the odds?
Exactly.
Right.
But, it's like, it was another episode of Proud Family. That's the way I look at it. And
right.
Probably be several more if we, whenever we have a season 3 premiere, season 4, whatever, something's gonna happen. We had the same results. I mean, same kind of reaction the first time around when we dealt with, Penny moving in with a Muslim family during Culture Clash episode. So it's like people are gonna always have problems with people who aren't like them,
Yeah, it's an ugly side of the world. But again, I think y'all handle it with grace, and I think you handle our next talking point too, because I'm sure y'all got your fair share of, whatever you want to call it, the Juneteenth episode, which I loved this episode.
This is one of my favorite ones from season 2. Yeah,
I think Dr. J, you said it was your favorite episode of the entirety of season 2.
Yeah, I would say this one was my favorite. I mean, I liked majority of the episodes in season 2, but this one was like up there, like in like top 3 easily.
Well, it was definitely, it was written as our season ender. I mean, at one point we were hoping that it would, maybe premiere during Juneteenth, but when they decided to drop them all, it came out the way it was. But I agree wholeheartedly. It's a great episode. And once again, there was a clip.
I already know.
People lost their minds. And, it's so funny. One of the things that, and, of course, we see this every day because that's a part of our job. We're on Twitter and everything. But, people were hitting us, and Fox News actually acted like Curved and Juneteenth was this one giant episode. And they would actually show clips from both episodes, making it sound like this is what the Proud Family is. And we're this, we're that, we're anti-white. And there was a actual line where La Cienega made the comment of like, hey, we should tear the statues down. Isn't that what they're doing now? Brother Kwame said, no, we don't do that. But you didn't hear that part. All you heard was like, these kids don't want to tear down statues. And the other thing was they said that, the whole thing about Lincoln and freeing the slaves. Then they had a picture of the statue of Christian A. Smith, the founder of the town. They thought it was Abraham Lincoln. And there were so many people saying that we were trying to tear down the statue of Abraham Lincoln. And I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I'm telling you, this has been the craziest situation as a television writer, producer who's been doing this for over 30 years that I've ever been in, that I've ever had to experience. And I mean, I've experienced controversy on other shows before, but never on, a show like The Proud Family. Yeah, and never to say like, I mean, I'm sorry, like Abraham Lincoln, he's an icon. He's a great man. He did a lot right. But he also did some things that maybe you might disagree with. But one thing that we would never do disrespectfully is like try to tear down a statue of Abraham Lincoln. Come on, we're not nuts. In all honesty, but again, the far right wing, I mean, they've had a field day with us, man. I mean, it's like, I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that The Proud Family would be something they highlighted on Fox News 3 times.
Me neither.
So it's just like it's definitely been a very crazy, different experience. But the bottom line is the fans of the show have been behind us just as hard as the people who claim that, we're something that we're not. So as long as we make our fans happy and our supporters at Disney happy, and we still do a show that's the Proud Family. I mean, one thing we've never wavered from is that, this is the Proud Family. If you've been watching since 2001, none of those episodes should have been a surprise to you because we've never shied away from topics like that, and we never will.
I think y'all have always been good at reflecting kind of this current society, like there's a lot of civil protests going on right now, and for the Proud Family to showcase that, I think that's just representation. Y'all are not shying away for where we are at in U.S. society, where the world is at, and y'all wanted to showcase kind of how y'all perceive it. And again, I don't find that absurd of the Proud Family to do. I think that's very much in the realm of Proud Family.
Well,
And
absolutely, absolutely. And again, when people want to make something into something that's not, they don't watch the whole episode. They'll watch a 1 or 2 minute clip, and they'll run it over and over on a loop on Fox News, saying that this is who we are, and
they might have missed the scene where Barry was looking at the White Fragility book.
Oh no, we got hit on that.
Oh, you did? Oh, goodness.
Oh yeah, we got hit on that hard too. But again, it's like one thing that we've done in both seasons of the new show. We've always shown books. Our kids, they read. They go to school for a reason. And Maya is a avid reader.
Mm-hmm.
We have our kids reading books that are out there. We're not going to pretend that there are books out there that don't necessarily have an opposing view than what you might have. And like even in the episode Old Town Road Part 2, in the credit scene, Penny was reading the book that Quanah gave her, which was actually a book about Native Americans and Blacks. And, we had a great group making sure that the books we had, Andrea Flores, she deserves all the credit. She made sure that every book that we had was vetted, it was done right, and made sure that the covers that were on there were the actual covers. And, it was just nice that we're a literate show. We're not a show where kids don't read, where kids don't study or go to school, where kids aren't aware of, current events.
Right.
Which, is a part of life. I mean, we can't be too heavy on current events because it takes a year from the time one episode's conceived to air, and then it may be 2 years later when it airs. So you can't be too hard on it. But books are everlasting.
Right.
And people read books. So that's something that really works. And once again, we're not going to not be who we are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And y'all know your truth. Y'all know what y'all were trying to do. And then, people just got to tune in and actually look to see what y'all are doing.
Watch an episode instead of 3-second clips.
Yeah, exactly. Well, please watch the whole episode before you judge us. But that's not going to happen most times. So we're just going to do the show that we do. We know our fans love it. And obviously people that are giving us awards, they love it. So, hey, I can't complain. I think
awards speak for themselves. They really do.
I feel the same way.
So season 2, overall great season. Do you have a favorite moment from season 2, whether it's characters, episodes that you worked on? What's your takeaway from season 2?
I think we did a good job. I think we went from one extreme to the other. I mean, we had just straight out laugh out loud episodes, like Puff Daddy, the Soul Vibrations. We had episodes where we touched upon things like Old Town Road Part 2, Grandma's Hands, the Princess Party and Shade of It All, Juneteenth, Curved. I mean, we had episodes this time around. We had a lot of, serious episodes. At the end of the day, though, it's the Proud Family. You're gonna laugh. It's gonna be funny. But we did go heavier this second season than we did the first. But the response has been just overwhelmingly positive. And again, I mean, one thing that our fans know is that what we do is nothing, out of the ordinary, or like we're trying to like reinvent the wheel. We do the Proud Family, and if you loved us in 2001 when we did, the episode where Penny went back in time, was in the 50s,
Oh,
and
I remember that one.
yeah,
yep,
I
and,
love that
absolutely.
yeah,
episode.
and then the one culture clash where Penny was with the Muslim family, and at the end the house was spray painted, go back to where you're from, and all that.
Hmm.
And the sad thing is, a lot of these same things are still going on 20 years later. But
Yes.
it's part of life, and that's one thing about the Proud Family. We're true to life. We are unapologetically Black, and we are the place to go for sure, where you can see stuff that's important to our community, to the Latino community, to the Asian community, to the white community. I mean, it's like we are a very inclusive show, and we'll never not be.
No, and I definitely agree with that. That's why I want this series to have more seasons, more episodes. I want to see more of these stories tackled, because I think there's just a wide variety of topics out there that I think the Proud Family can address while also adding like their own unique spin to it. Because I think a part of what makes the Proud Family unique is they talk about these issues, but they do it in their way. They have like the comedy. I feel like the comedy plays a really big role in a lot of these episodes. So I would say, season 2 from like our perspective was a success. I mean, we loved season 2. We want a season 3. I guess where we are now, like, is it for the future of the Proud Family? Is it kind of like the same circumstances as last time for a renewal, or is it kind of up in the air, just waiting on word?
Well, again, this is something I really can't say because I don't know.
Mhm.
That comes down, I guess, from the company,
Mm.
and we are on Disney Plus. Starting next month, we'll actually be on Disney Channel, the season 2
Oh,
episode,
Oh,
which
okay.
has been really positive because the season 1 episode started airing on Disney Channel in January.
okay.
Yeah,
Um,
so um,
Wow.
how weird, kind of like, y'all started on Disney Channel, and then y'all are on Disney Plus, and now it's like, hey, this is a milestone. We're back on Disney Channel.
well, you know what? It is a special feeling, and the ratings have been extremely good, and we're like blown away. But yeah, I mean, we're also on Disney XD, so you can actually see
Disney
season
XD.
1 now because it wasn't, it was exclusive to Disney Plus. But I guess things have gone so well that there are ads everywhere. Where yeah, we'll be on Disney Channel soon, and I'm kind of glad it gives you more exposure. Because there are some people, everybody can't afford a streaming channel. They can
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
it's either cable streaming or nothing. So at least now people who have access to Disney Channel who may not have access to Disney Plus, they can see the show. And hey, we're just happy that Disney thought so highly of us that they put us on the channel again. Again, like you say, we've gone back home. We've gone full circle.
Right,
Yep.
right.
For
But
sure.
yeah, but as far as the show coming back, I'm sure there's a lot of factors. First time around, we came on weekly. This time
Right.
around, we were dropped in 10. So I'm sure that, they do what they do, and they'll come back to us and let us know, when and if we'll be back. Keeping our fingers crossed that it's closer to when than if. But
Right.
so
Right.
far,
That's what I'm
Right.
I
putting
would
it
hope
on.
all these awards we're winning and get a chance to talk to guys like you and fans. Hopefully that'll lead to us coming back. So
Oh, I mean, we'll be sharing our thoughts, speaking y'all's praise, which we're doing right now. Um,
I
is there
appreciate it.
is there anything like, I guess, and you mentioned earlier about some characters you'd like to see potentially in season 3? Is there anything that you definitely want to see, or any stories that you want to write towards, given the opportunity for season 3?
Well, we want to keep doing the type of show that we've been doing. We want to continue to use some of the venues that have become really popular now. Snackland, I mean, everybody loves Snackland, and
We love
you know,
Snackland.
we definitely want to see more Snackland. It's great to kind of see Oscar being a semi-success from time to time, because yeah, you don't want him to always be the loser to Wizard Kelly, you know. But you know, with Snackland, he's a snack master, and you know, and I mean, I love to see more stuff like that. I want to keep doing stuff with our characters. I mean, love to see more Puff and Mr. Chips. I mean, people love those
Yep.
characters, you know. So it's like we try to service all of our cast and all of our characters. I mean, we're slowly but surely becoming like a Simpsons, where we have all these great characters that come back from time to time who become a member, you know, member of the show, and you know what's going to happen when you see them. I mean, when you see Peebo, you know you're going to hear. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Mr. Pratt. You know, or if you see Bufferina, then Oscar's about to get thrown out of the place. I mean, there's
Yep.
some things it's just fun and natural, but you know, to have the episodes like the, you know, BB episode, we find out he has autism, and you know, Juneteenth. It's nice to be able to do stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else, and the reason you're not going to see it anywhere else in most cases because there are not a lot of shows that are black the way we are. I mean, you know, we never hide who we are. We never hide, you know, that this, you know, show is about a black family and their friends. It's about the Proud family. It's called the Proud Family, and you have Sugar Mama Proud and Bobby Proud, and you got Ray Ray Proud who's
Mhm.
come back. So it's like, at the, you know, at the end of the day, it's always about that family. But you know, that family has friends, and we have, you know, just a world. Penny has a world with her friends, Oscar and Trudy. They have a world with Felix and Sunset, and they have a world with Randall and Barry. And
Yep.
you know, it's just like it's a great four quadrant show. And like I said, we
Yeah.
have Poppy and Sugar Mama, and you know, we have Celia now, who's one of Sugar Mama's buddies. We
Oh,
brought back
Jane
the
Lynch.
yeah, Jane
Yeah.
Lynch, brought back
Oh.
the Darnell sisters. You know, so it's been a lot of fun. I mean, we always draw back from the old show, and we just try to keep doing the show that people love. And I mean, very few times in my 30 plus years doing this, you know, for a living, that I've just really love coming to work every day. And that's how I feel about the Proud Family. I really love coming to work every day because I know for X amount of hours of work, I'm going to laugh twice as much as I work, you know. So it's just a great job.
Absolutely. And I guess, you know, we don't want to take too much of your time. I mean, we love talking to you. We could talk to y'all for days about the Proud Family.
Guys know,
Um,
y'all know how to reach me anytime. You know that.
right, right. You had mentioned last time we spoke. I guess this is kind of unrelated to Proud Family. Another project. Because you know we always want to ask, you know, what other things are you working on out there? You know, you're a prolific writer and you got, you know, a foot in the industry. You had mentioned you, Bruce, and Ralph have been working on something else. I don't know if you can speak on it now or.
Can't speak on it yet, but it is the reason that in a lot of ways Proud Family came back. We are working on a project that we had actually pitched out before the Proud Family, and it's slowly but surely coming to fruition.
That's good.
There is something else that'll probably come much sooner that I'm super excited about. I wish I could tell you about, but
Oh,
you guys should know something really soon, hopefully.
oh,
And
I can't wait.
very, you know, it's very Proud Family related. So we're, you
Ooh.
know, our main focus, of course, is the show, the Proud Family,
Right.
but there are things that are cooking, and hopefully next time I see you guys, I can tell you guys about it,
oh.
you know, and we'll go from there. But no, we're definitely developing stuff. It's not like we're only working on Proud Family. We are
Right.
developing stuff, and hopefully, you know, some of those projects will be greenlit soon, and we can talk about
Okay, I think we can wait.
them.
We'll be patient.
It'll definitely be worth the wait. Trust me.
Ooh, okay. Well, geez, something else to look forward to. I'm looking forward to the season 3 announcement. I'm speaking it into existence.
I appreciate it. Please.
Likewise. It's a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, when, right?
Fingers crossed.
And then this
Get
other
another show I
project.
can afford a big can of soda, you know.
But goodness, yeah, man. Shoot. Yeah, we're looking forward to all these announcements. And again, we can't thank you enough for coming again on the show. You know,
I appreciate it.
anytime.
Anytime you guys, you know, like I say, every time I do it, I check with Disney Publicity, and they love you guys, and you know, we love love how you guys treat us, you know. So hey, it's like hey, they didn't like you, I wouldn't be here.
Oh dear, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, that's okay. That's a lot to hear right now.
You guys have been the biggest advocates of us, so you know, I'm so happy that you know, you guys keep asking me to come back.
Oh, that means a lot to us, Calvin. You have no idea.
No, I don't even know how to take that. I'm like, thank you, Disney. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Mickey.
Right.
Hey, gotta love the mouse.
Gotta love the mouse, of course.
Dr. Jace, any final words for the night? For
No,
Calvin or anything?
No, I think we covered everything. Like, again, it was Calvin. It was great talking with you again on the Proud Family, getting some insight into how season 2 was like produced and how it was written. I think we got a lot of very interesting perspectives on like just how the episodes came to fruition. And I think that's maybe going to open a lot of people's eyes to, you know, maybe, you know, watch the episode again or just watch it in general. If you're someone that only seen 3 seconds of those clips, maybe now watch the episode.
Please.
Please do.
And trust me, if they watch it, they'll love it. They may not love everything about it, but at the end of the day, they're gonna laugh because it's gonna be funny, and it's the Proud Family. And again, I really want to thank you guys for asking me back again. I really enjoyed y'all's podcast about season 2. I listened to it, from beginning to end. I thought it was great. I really was, happy to see that you guys, you're still there supporting us, and
absolutely,
you weren't afraid to talk about the controversies and all the
of course
stuff that's been going on, and just basically telling them like, this is a great show, keep watching. So it's guys like you that keep us, happy and humble, and the support we love, man. And I tell you, you guys are the best.
Oh man.
That means so much.
Goodness, I think we should close it right there. I think on that note,
it's too beautiful.
Yeah, that's poetic. It writes itself. Well, Calvin, again, we thank you for coming on the show. Folks listening at home, thank you again for listening on your various podcast stations, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. Thank you again for your support on all social media fronts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. TikTok, we're popping on there. And again, if you wanted to watch this interview and see our lovely faces, again, we're out on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out. And then of course we got to plug Dr. Jace. He's on Twitch. If you want to talk to him there about what we talked about here with Calvin today, you can hit him up on Twitch when he's on there. But goodness gracious, again, without further ado, this was our V Card special with Calvin Brown Jr., co-executive producer and writer of hit series such as The Proud Family and Proud Family Louder and Prouder. I'm your Yonko host, Grandmaster Hoop, fellow Yonko, Dr. JaceAttorney, and then of course our special guest Calvin Brown Jr. Dr. J, should we close this out with you want to do Muskrat? I mean, I would do Muskrat Love to close it out.
Just start with just go in. Muskrat Love. Go ahead on the spot.
Muskrat Love. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna cut it right there. You can turn it off now. Goodness.
Hey, thanks again.